Good morning, dear students. Welcome in social science class. Dear students, we have completed the previous topics of this chapter, chapter 21, named, we can say that, advertising and democracy. Uh, in 7th red section, I've already completed previous one, and in blue and green, we will continue in the live class today. And for the rest one, I'll sending this video of next topic, that is consumerism. It is a very important topic, consumerism. It is related with the consumers and how they are purchasing goods in the market and how they can fight for their rights. So here we have, a consumer is a person who buys by paying the price for some goods or services. Any goods or services, if he is purchasing from the market, then the particular candidate is known as consumer. Whether it is associated with insurance, transport, electricity, banking, etc., anything or any services, if we are purchasing from the different person, then we are known as consumers. In the good old in the good old days, there was a direct relationship between the seller and the consumer buyer. Seller means who was selling the things, and consumer who's buying the things. The seller exhibited his goods. Exhibited means showing or keeping in front of the consumers. The buyer thoroughly examined them before purchasing. Yes, earlier also the buyers or the consumer, before purchasing the goods or things, they are just checking all those goods and commodities. Nowadays also it is like that. The consumer was treated respectfully and bond was established between the seller and the consumer. Yes, there was a relationship, a good relationship between the seller and the buyer nowadays also, but not everywhere. Only to some extent such kind of practices can be seen in the market. But the times changed when commercialization and the buyer came to be referred to as a consumer. The personal relation between the buyer and the seller has ended. Earlier it was there, but now, just because of the competitive world, people, they are not ready to remember the people. Sometimes a shopkeeper or a manufacturer cheats us by charging more for a commodity or giving us poor quality goods. It happens most of the time, but we are not pointing towards them. That thing should not be. As a consumer, or during under the situation of consumerism, we have to fight for our rights. Many companies give a lot of information about the good points of the product but fail to supply the necessary information. It happens they are ready to provide information but not able to provide us, like safety, durability, how much the product is safe, how much is it is durable, after sale service, or its effect on health or environment, that a consumer needs to know. So before purchasing, he or she has to be check all the goods and services. The consumer has to be aware of his her rights to redress the problem. To redress means to solve the problem when required. The consumer awareness is low in India due to lack of education and awareness among the masses. Yes, it is there. There is a lack of awareness and information among the Indian people. That's why they are exploited everywhere. Consumerism is all about protection of the interest of the consumers. Whatever they want to purchase, that can be protected by the society or protected by the channels, that is called consumerism. It is a social movement seeking to protect the rights of consumers in relation to the producers of goods and services. Consumerism is a collective. It is a collective consciousness on the part of consumers, businesses, government, and society to enhance the consumer's satisfaction and social welfare, then in turn will benefit all of us. The government of India has set up a Bureau of Indian Standard, BIS, many of the things, they are having the BIS marks or ISI marks for their authentication, which was earlier known as ISI. If you see the pressure cooker, there also mention ISI. BIS lays down standards for industrial and commercial goods. All food items are standardized by egg mark. That also you can see in packed foods. Many of them are having the same mark, which is eatable. Agricultural produce, grading and marketing, etc. These are some samples here, which you can see. Bureau of Indian Standards, how they can keeping check on the market goods. Now, some main features of consumerism, that why it is important. A consumer must be aware of his rights and should protect his her rights. They should not be a burden on the others. She should raise voice against exploitation. If anybody is guilty, found guilty, and exactly that person having uh, done something wrong, then they can have a right to raise their voice against exploitation. She should seek redressal of his complaints. Yes, redressal of complaints. They can take back their complaints also, and they can get solution of their problems as well. Voluntary consumer organizations should encourage, guide, assist in the safeguarding is her interest. All right, voluntary, the self uh, authentication or self improve, self work has to be done by the many organizational groups. Government laws must protect the interest of the consumer as well. They are also providing such facilities for the consumers to work properly. Business houses must adopt a code of conduct for regulating their activities. It happens because without a code of conduct, these houses cannot work properly. Consumerism has gradually developed into a powerful force to aid and protect the consumer by applying legal, moral, and economic pressure on procedures as provides. If you feel cheated by a shopkeeper, yes, sometimes it happens. If you feel cheated by a shopkeeper and want to complain in a consumer court, write an application, attach cash memo for against which you are complaining, warranty or guarantee card, and submit it to the district consumer court. Otherwise, what will happen? You will not able to get proper information. So, read newspaper daily to be an aware consumer and save yourself from being cheated. So, it's our responsibility how we have to be save us from the diseases, as well as how we can enhance our power while purchasing goods in the market. So, this was all about, and whatever is left, then we will do in the live classes. Thank you.